This podcast is brought to you by Marcus Rodriguez. If you're looking to buy or sell your home in this competitive market and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than Merced's preferred realtor, Marcus Rodriguez. He'll make sure the process goes as easy as possible, and you can reach him at 209-554-1715. Visit his website, www.myagentmarcus.com, or email him, info@myagentmarcus.com. Thanks again, Marcus. This podcast is brought to you by Duffy.murphy. Whether you need studio time, mixing and mastering services, or even someone to clean up that podcast audio, he's your guy. And trust me, because he's my guy. He's the reason this podcast sounds so crisp and clean. So if you want to reach out to him, go reach him at duffy.murphy@yahoo.com. That's his email. Or find him on Instagram at duffy.murphy. This podcast is brought to you by Thore. If you're in the Central Valley area and you're looking to get a tattoo, look no further than this dude right here. He's a versatile artist that specializes in black and gray realism. He's located in Merced at the Merced Tattoo and Piercing Company, and if you'd like to get in contact with him, the best thing you can do is stop by the shop, and if you're unable to do that, reach out to him on Instagram. His Instagram is @_Thore with 5 E's, so that's @_THOREEEE. Thanks again, Thore. This episode is brought to you by Junk Free Merced. Everyone has stuff that is taking up space, but not everyone has the time or equipment to do something about it. That's where Scott Livesay comes in. If you have junk overtaking your garage, yard, spare room, or even a storage unit, go ahead and give Junk Free Merced a call at 209-233-1519. They'll get back to you as soon as possible with a quote, and you won't regret it. Once again, that's Junk Free Merced. This episode is brought to you by Patriarch One. Patriarch One is a website, email, domain management, and design company. They can create website from startup, update your current website, or even deal with domain transferring. Not only do they build a website for you, but they partner and manage that entire domain. They also offer promotional gear as well, like business cards, shirts, pens, and most things with your logo on them. The best way to contact them is by phone number, 408-728-8001. Once again, that's 408-728-8001. Email them, info@patriarch1.com. Visit their website, patriarch1.com, or find them on Instagram at patriarch1.llc. Thanks again. This podcast is also brought to you by me. How's it going? I'm Micah Daly, the host of the show, and I'm also a filmmaker and photographer based in the Central Valley of California. I specialize in real estate photography and videography, as well as weddings and commercial work. So if you need any of those things, please hit me up at 209-769-4596. You can visit my website, aka my portfolio, micahdaly.com, or reach out to me on email and email me, micahdaly@gmail.com. Thanks again, guys. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. How is it going? Thanks for tuning in to the summer season of Real Talk and Whatnot, aka a Central Valley podcast. And I am so happy you guys have tuned in. I'm your host, Micah Daly. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to remind you guys about reviews and downloads. So if you are listening to this podcast, or if you are watching it on Instagram, or if you are watching it on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed and you're engaging. So make sure you're subscribed if you're watching it on YouTube. Make sure you're downloading these episodes if you're listening to it, and make sure that you are just staying engaged and telling your family and friends about it, because this podcast is all grown by word of mouth and just by having different, unique people on. Of course, there are some marketing aspects to this show. You gotta. But this is mainly done by word of mouth and people finding out, through Instagram and through everything else. So thank you so much for tuning into the show. I really, really appreciate it. Recently, me and my wife went on tour with the Sisters of the Valley. And if you don't know who the Sisters of the Valley are, they're also known as the Weed Nuns. And so I do a lot of photography and videography work for them. So we spent the past week going from Atwater to Oakland to San Jose to Ventura to LA, and then to San Diego. And boy, was it a great trip. It's so funny. There's my wife has a video of me getting out-chugged by the nuns, and it's just such a funny, I don't know. It's such a unique relationship that I have with the Sisters of the Valley, and I love it because they are great people to work for, a great company to work for, and what they do is they create CBD products that really do work and that really do save you the stress from worrying about if there is THC in it, because all their products are only CBD. And I have had the opportunity to work for them for, about a year now, and I have enjoyed it so much. The trip was so fun. It was just like, it was just an awesome time with them. And we ended in San Diego, and let me tell you, I absolutely love San Diego, you guys. I had never really explored San Diego. I had driven through it multiple times, but never sat and explored. And what it reminds me of, it's like a big city that's chill, because you go to San Francisco, it's a big city that is the opposite of chill. You go to LA, huge city, not that chill. And then we got to San Diego after going to those two places before, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, yeah, there's big freeways, yeah, there's big buildings, yeah, there's the beaches and everything like that, but it didn't seem overwhelmingly crowded like the other two places had been. So I really enjoyed San Diego. Ended up meeting this really cool dude named Dean. We just a pina colada got us all talking, and he was at a coffee shop doing work while me and my wife were meeting up with my other friend Jesslyn to have some drinks. My wife got a pina colada, and we ended up talking with him, and he was just a real cool dude, really insightful, and we actually we enjoyed each other's company so much. We met up the next day, had some drinks, got to know each other a lot, and he's just a really cool dude. And hey, Dean, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna shout you out. You're awesome, dude. You made me think about things about my business that I hadn't thought about, and I truly appreciate when people bring different perspectives to your life and allow you to kind of digest them and think about what other people's perspectives are. You know, I'm all about learning about everyone's perspective and what they think and why they believe this or why they believe that, or what's the best way to do this, what's the best way to do that. I'm so intrigued by it because whether it's podcasting, whether it's photography, videography, all those things, there's so many ways to do the same exact thing that I'm so interested in. Hey, how do you do it? What drives you? What makes you do it? Is there an easier way? Is this the right way? You know, those are the things that kind of drive me. And so I had a real good conversation with that guy named Dean, and then this other guy named Anthony who, you know, hooked me up with the workspace in Merced. And it's just really cool to meet these people and to figure out what drives them. And so many people, like, they've reached out to me and they're like, hey, like, I just want to help you, dude. Like you seem to got some stuff going on and I want to help you. And that encourages me because that makes me feel like, hey, dude, you're getting people's attention and people are like thinking, hey, this guy's got something figured out. So I'm very, very happy with the way things have gone. You know, it's kind of weird because like, I haven't been the busiest with photography, videography, but I've been getting 4 or 5 gigs that, you know, are really well paying. And that's obviously kind of something that I'm reaching for and striving for. But it's interesting because with that comes some downtime, which I'm like, well, what do I do with this downtime? And it's been, you know, with meeting these different people like Dean and Anthony, they kind of have showed me like, you got to have the structure and you got to have the motivation and you got to have that accountability to do it. And so I want to thank those two for really like making me think recently this past week about what I'm really doing and keeping me focused, because the conversations I had with those two guys really have kept me focused. And I am just so grateful that I don't know what I believe in. I'm all off the walls, but I believe that like you're attracting different types of people and people with the similar mindsets, and you meet people for reasons. Basically, I'm not saying everything happens for a reason, but I do believe you meet people and you connect with certain people for a reason. So thank you to those two guys, and thank you listeners so much. Sorry I'm rambling on so much, but let's just get into today's episode. Today I am joined by Danny V. Now Danny V is an artist from Watsonville, California. He has been a producer since I want to say it was his junior or senior year, maybe even sophomore year of high school, but he's been, you know, messing around, producing for a while. And then just recently, I think just a year ago, he released his first songs. And Danny V is a very talented individual, you guys. Not only is he making sick beats, but he's also rapping some sick verses on them or singing some sick songs. He's just a really talented dude. And I had such a great conversation. We sat down and we talked, and like, it's interesting because it's like me and him both have so many similarities. Like he was like, bring up my YouTube on the podcast, and we're going through it. And he's like, I love the progression on my YouTube, like how the beginning of it, you see like I'm just a producer, I'm just, you know, making these different things. Then I start releasing music, and then I start releasing music videos. And so it's a progression, and it's always getting better. And I told him I cannot agree with you more, because the thing I love about my podcast, if you go to the YouTube, Central Valley Podcast, and if you go to it, you go to the first episodes or go to like the 4th episode, it's me and my friend Errol talking, and a water bottle is in focus the whole entire time. It's in my room or in a spare room. And then like you go to a little bit later, it's like I got the aesthetics finally figured out in my room, and then it's like, oh, we moved to the studio, and so now we got more stuff going on in the studio, and it just looks even more professional. And so I love progress and I love growth. And one thing that we talked about a lot is that with Danny V. Danny V he's grown as an artist. He said he had been making music, you know, not releasing anything for like over 2 years, and then finally dropped his first song to the public, you know what I mean? And so, I don't know, it was a great conversation. My computer started overheating, so at the end, it starts getting all glitchy, and like when Chef comes in at the very, very, very end of the podcast, it starts getting all glitchy, just because it was overheating, so bear with me if you're watching that. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Danny V.
Shout out Central Valley Podcast. It's daylight. Go like this. Day and night I think about you. I even wanna sing about you. Keep on getting phone call from mama. Say you need to stay out the drama. But I love her, mama. It's the one I want. It's the one I need. It's the one I fiend for. Get up on my knees. Beg her for forgiveness. But I know I can't. Man, I know I can't. How did this all fall so fast? Really thought that this would last. Now my heart is cold, like bags of ice. It really felt like we was in a world of paradise. Uncertainty like rolling six on a paradise. I wanna see you one last day, another night. It's a shame that we had some differences. Could've been the same, like you was a Mrs. Him. Now we in the daylight, wishing that we were friends. I'ma stay the same just in case this was intermish. Day and night I think about you. I even wanna sing about you. Keep on getting phone call from mama. Really wanna stay out this drama. Look, it's so many temptations around that we live in. No, I ain't a saint, but I know that that was given. Wanna give you all my love, wanna give you children. Know that I could drive you crazy, know that you was livid. But let me make this up to you. Just let me sing this little tune. What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? I wanna be with you every day. I wanna be with you every day. Day and night I think about you. I even wanna sing about you. Keep on getting phone call from mama. Really wanna stay out this drama.
This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's what it is. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
You're the first person to notice that. And when I was building these chairs, they there was like a screw wouldn't go into that one. For some you're supposed to barely put every screw in and then screw them all in, and I didn't do that. And literally one of them was just like off, and I couldn't put a screw in it. And I was like, well, whatever. And I sat in it, and it went like, what does it go, just to the right a little bit? Yeah. And that's because but like, yeah, I've had the mayor sat there, everybody sat there. Yeah. But I've been waiting for somebody to say that, because I know every single time I sit in that chair, like I can tell the difference.
No one said anything?
No one's ever said anything.
That's crazy.
I'm
probably just picky.
No. So why don't you introduce yourself for people who may not know who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Danny V. I come from Watsonville, California, born and raised. I'm an artist from Watsonville, California, and been making music, recording myself for about a year now. And
really, just a year?
Yeah, well, I'd say realistically 2 years. A year ago, I dropped my first song. I dropped it on January 5th, 2021, my first song. It was called Toxic. And but prior to that, I was a producer and engineer.
Oh, okay. So you were still within doing different things. So I didn't know you were a producer before that.
Yeah. So pretty much, I was a producer, like locally. You know, I would just send out beats to local rappers, and after that, you know, people would hit me up like they wanted to record music, and they wanted to do this and that. So I was like, I got to buy a mic, I got to buy an interface, and you know, just all the general stuff to, you know, get the production going. So I took it upon myself to, you know, learn how to engineer music and and make the beats as well. That way, you know, they didn't have to go to 2 different people to get one thing.
No, exactly. And I just watched have you seen the Kanye documentary?
Yeah. The
Dude.
one on Netflix?
Yeah, the one on Netflix. Dude, that shit genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that one is really cool. But I just really like I don't know, it's really cool because you were like with it, you were like, so when you were being a producer, did you still like make music for yourself ever? You know what I mean? Or would you like freestyle or hum? You know what I mean? Like you're still within.
Yeah. So before I started actually like rapping, because it's like a little bit of rap, it's a little bit of singing. Yeah, I would like kind of, you know, create or like, you know, write some stuff on my notes.
Mm-hmm.
But it really just kind of like, I would alter my voice a lot in the process of recording. So
okay,
what I would do
gotcha.
is I'd like change the pitch. I would like make my voice sound deeper.
Yeah.
Like a ridiculous amount of deep.
Oh, well, I mean,
I like high.
yeah, gotcha.
You know? Because there's like certain artists that kind of do that kind of style.
ASAP Rocky back in
exactly,
the day, dude.
Exactly.
No, I was gonna say
Yeah.
because we've all like messed around with music and stuff. Me and my group of friends.
Yeah.
But like, that was like the super popular thing back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like deep ass.
You know what I'm talking about then. Yeah.
Everything is purple.
Yeah.
Everything is purple.
Yeah. So that's really what I was doing, but almost like instead of, you know, when he does it, it's more of like the small pockets, like the ad libs, as opposed to like when you heard my
gotcha.
stuff. It was like literally the whole thing was the deep. And then after that, I transitioned into like Spanish, like reggaeton.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I recorded my first couple of songs in Spanish because at the time I was listening to a lot of like Spanish music, like reggaeton and stuff. I feel like I never really told anyone that actually.
Well, a Real Talk or Central Valley Podcast or whatever this thing is called, it's exclusive.
You already know. A little exclusive for y'all.
Exclusive. Yes.
Yeah, so it just started off like reggaeton style, but I was like, I wasn't trying to establish myself as a reggaeton artist because it was just more like
it just that you find that as like your easiest kind of
Yeah.
thing that you can kind of relate to and do and,
Yeah.
like we're maybe familiar with or whatever it was.
100%.
Yeah.
It was just easy because, like I said, at the time I was listening to a lot of that music, and it was easy for me to, you know, like emulate, you know, some of my favorite artists at the time. So, but like I said, I didn't want to establish myself as a reggaeton artist. So I, you know, was like, if I could do this kind of like sound in Spanish, I could definitely do it in English. And like I said, I think that's when I started transitioning into like the deeper tone. But then I was like, nah, I can use my real tone.
Yeah.
So then I started using my real tone, and sure enough, you know, I was able to like get to a certain sound.
You kind of like find your sound, right?
Yeah, and I literally recorded like probably like 2 projects worth of music before I dropped my first single.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the first single, which is a year ago, January 5th.
But prior to that, you were kind of finding your sound, basically.
Yeah.
But you were still mainly known as a producer at that time.
I'm known as a producer at the time, like known. It was. I think.
Were you Danny V still?
Yeah, I was Danny V.
Okay,
I was
like you know what
always-
I mean. Some people have different names and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was always like produced. Oh, like my @name at the time, it was like produced by Danny V. That's what like it was just like known as that. And then after a while, I just kind of changed it to that's Danny V.
Oh, that's Danny V.
Yeah.
Oh, was it like that's Danny V, like in the songs? You know what I'm talking about? Your tagline?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, I didn't get my tagline until
What is it?
if you listen to my first project, you'll hear it. It goes
Okay.
like it's like no more Danny V.
Okay,
It goes like
gotcha.
that. But I didn't even establish that tagline. I was already like an artist.
You already became you're an artist.
Yeah,
by
but,
the time. You're like, dang, I just got a tagline.
Yeah. Shout out to my it was actually my homie Still Searching. It's kind of like his nephew. He had his own tagline. And it was just like well, what are you searching for? And then he's like, bro, you need a tag. And then he just like his little like nephew was just like, no more Danny V. And then
Oh, gotcha.
so in the beginning of the songs, you'll hear it in songs like such as Lord Knows or at the end of Woodlawn Heights, which is from my project Still Searching for Danny V. You'll hear like the no more Danny V, but it's like in a little kid voice.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. No, that's cool. And so that's how you kind of got into music, basically. And then you've been, releasing stuff for the past 2 years, basically.
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
So,
'cause
in the beginning of this year, or like halfway through
beginning of last year.
beginning of last
Remember,
year?
I was dropped January.
Yeah. Okay. January.
So January 2021, I dropped my first song. I could literally like list every song that I dropped since that that day.
And right now, you have how many songs do you think you have out of curiosity? Yeah. Yeah, not in your.
I'd say, like unreleased or released?
No, release. Yeah, I was gonna say
okay.
not in your books.
Okay, yeah, I would say I have like 14 released.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was kind of crazy, really, how like everything just kind of went about. Because it was like I dropped. The reason why I dropped the first song, like I said, I waited to like made really good music, is because I wanted to come out with like a strong song, a strong single that everyone could gravitate to. So like I said, the first song was Toxic. I snippeted it, as a producer, and everyone was like, wait, what the heck? Like he's recording himself. So like I literally dropped a snippet, like a 1 minute snippet, and I shot it in my room. You could find it. You could like if you look it up, it's like literally Toxic, like snippet.
That's why Duffy is here. So
Yeah.
let's use and look it up. And so you shot this in your room. It's the one on YouTube.
If you go on YouTube and actually Danny V, go on my
your page.
my page. Yeah, and then go to videos.
False semester.
Go down, like you can literally see my progress. A little bit more down. I think it's one more. And right there, Danny V previews Billboard hit Toxic.
Where is that?
Right there. I titled it that because I was like, I swore this song was gonna go like Billboard type status. Literally, it's me in my room. And like, it might not have a lot of views on YouTube, but like on Twitter, like it had like thousands.
No, dude, and it's so interesting, the different platforms, like from doing podcasts and different things, like no matter what type of media you are, if it's something with the media, like it's so interesting to see how it performs in different platforms and the different things.
Yeah, so it was really that video that like it started everything.
Oh, okay.
And like you're
right, that is a good catchy song though.
Yeah, it's funny because like you could see like the screen from the window.
Yeah. on the
I don't even know why I popped that, but it's like, I don't know, people just gravitated to it. It got thousands, and a lot of people showed love to it on Instagram.
Well, I was gonna say that's what I see a lot of, and that's kind of what drew me to like ask you to come on the podcast. Was like I just see like a lot of people give you like a lot of love, you know what I mean? And it seems like you have a good connection like with the people listening to your music. And like, so how did that like start feeling from like being first noticed? You know what I mean? Or not? You know what I mean? Like just like someone saying like, "Hey, I listen to your music," to like now I feel like there's a good community behind you.
So like, from the beginning, I've always took pride in, establishing a strong relationship with any of my supporters. I think that's the most important thing. It's like almost like business 101. Anyone should take into consideration, no matter what. It's like, like when I went to school, it's what they taught you. It's like customers first. Not that I really see my audience as customers, but I see them as supporters, and I'm like, I have to establish a real relationship with them for them to actually want to listen to me. I mean, aside from giving them a reason to listen to me, I wanted to also establish a relationship, and like I want to know, why do you like this? What song do you like? What song you don't like? And I think that's why I've been able to build a really true, genuine support or fan base, however you want to see it. And like,
isn't it kind of, or like, because like for me, like having the podcast, like sometimes like people like, oh, hey, I listen to your podcast or whatever, but it's always like interesting, like, when it happens to me in public, I almost am like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know how to describe it, you know what I mean? It's just like,
I feel it.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I'm saying, like, I don't know, I just relate to that. It just like sometimes I'm like, oh shit, like people like who I don't know are like, hey, like how is it? And I'm like, oh shit, like thank you for like listening, like
and
because you never know how many people really are, you don't. Every platform has its own people who are own, you know what I mean? And so it's so spread out where like I thought no one was listening to my podcast, and then like people started like talking to me and stuff that I didn't know. I'm like, what the hell? Like people are actually listening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's important to pay attention. Like, I mean, you notice it. You probably have your own account, but you might have thousands of people viewing your account, but you're only gonna get like a small portion of that actually like liking and
or engaging,
commenting and DMing you and stuff like that. So I feel like, I think you kind of notice that a lot of people will just show love. Like, I noticed that just like a lot of people will just repost it or just comment, and or DM me, and I'll just be like super appreciative and thankful, because one, they took the time to listen, and it's just like, two, it just, it just means a lot to me.
It does.
Coming from being a producer where I feel like, no one's really going to go out of their way to listen to a beat. I would be dropping beats and stuff.
It's only the rappers who are gonna try to use the beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
No, I get what you mean.
So like,
very rarely does it.
Yeah, I wasn't getting like that same amount of love when I was making beats and stuff, which I understand because
I get it. Yeah.
But it was really just when I started hopping on the beats where it was just like, oh shit, he's kind of cool.
Yeah. You start to get a little more notice, or just people are like, oh, this guy can like sing or rap. And do it all.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so, congrats on the Lost and Found coming out. Also,
Thank you.
And so, I really like the vibe that you did kind of throughout that whole project. So, what kind of like inspired you to do that?
I mean, really, just life experiences just inspired me. As much as like I try to incorporate, like real life situations, I like to draw a lot from my imagination and different experiences from just driving, and that's really what I think what drove the project is. If you notice in the beginning, the way I promoted it is like I'm just in these outdoor events performing these songs, and it's also like kind of like school driven in a sense as well, because when I was going to school, it was always a lot of, back and forth from school to home. And driving from school to home, it was always like, it was either a beach view or a mountain view or a field view, coming from Watsonville.
Yeah.
We're just super known for the agriculture and just, like a lot of the scenery out there, I feel like is really just, not appreciated enough or it could go a little bit unnoticed,
and I think I can relate with that with Merced in the sense that, like, people kind of just all put the Central Valley towns together and everything like that. And I don't know. It just kind of like, that's kind of why I started this podcast, basically, was, here I go again telling the story, but that's why I started the podcast. W's like so many times. He's on his phone right now. He's like, okay. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like people kind of like, they just look over it. And like we talked about before we get the podcast, kind of, it's either you're from the Bay Area or LA before people like notice you. In California, no one ever thinks about Central California, and whether it's like Watsonville, Santa Cruz, you know what I mean, all the way to Merced, Salinas, Monterey, like Stockton, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of talent in the middle of California, and I feel like it just doesn't get noticed. And why do you think that is? Out of curiosity, I mean, is it just we're not at the hubs of the Bay and LA, or?
Yeah, I would say that's partly something to do with it, but I mean, undeniably, there's just a lot of talent. There's raw talent in the whole, 831, 209, 408, 559, just to list off a couple of the area codes in the area. I mean, there's talent. I think it's just a matter of shedding light, and I think things like your podcast, Central Coast Labs, shout out to them, shout out to Thomas, like things like that is what's gonna shed light on the Central Valley and the Central Coast. Because you have a lot of these great things like Dizzler on the
Bay Area,
and you have like things like maybe like No Jumper or something like that on the LA,
and just LA's being LA. LA's LA.
Yeah,
you get it. That's the celebrity Hollywood. It's everything.
Yeah,
it's the hub.
But like back to the Lost and Found, it was just like, nah, it's good. It was just like, I really wanted to shed light on where I come from and kind of like how these places and these life experiences kind of like made me feel in the process of everything. I feel like these open areas really like inspire me to write these songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Just such as the beach and the mountains. It's
yeah, and then each of your music videos, I just love I love simplicity and like good composition, and like that's literally that's how I describe like some of your videos. You know what I mean? It's just like great composition, and it seemed to like, I remember like, because I remember first seeing you is probably through our Soul or Chef like reposting you, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty sick. And then like just your reels though, like I love, and because it's like basically like most of them are like wide open shots, you know what I mean? And I'm a photographer, videographer, so I love, like, I really appreciate it. But it's like just a really good, simple composition but it's composed so well, and then you're just there with your microphone singing the song. And kind of where did you kind of come up with like doing that? Like, and it seemed to really do well on Instagram. Like, each of them were getting like over 10,000, plays, and that's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it really just me taking advantage of the platform, with not only just TikTok or Instagram Reels, but TikTok. Like the way people are consuming media is like they want it fast. They want it fast and straight to the point. So I was like, okay, I understand. Like people aren't gonna sit through that 15-second intro. So I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna cut to the chase, give them a nice background, a nice little setup, and I'm gonna just sing this song that I think is really good, and I think people should hear it. So setting it up in reels and that, that aspect ratio, the whatever, the 1080 to 1920, it's just straight into the point. They're gonna see it on their Instagram story. It's wide, and they're like, oh shit, this is dope. And I think, like I said, just putting it in that open area that I feel like represents home for me is genuine. And aside from that, it's like, it was also just kind of a last minute thing. I felt like before I would just kind of struggle trying to put it together like a video concept. And I'm like, I don't have the budget for it. I don't have the team for it. And it's like, I don't have the time for it. I'm trying to get my music to the people as fast as possible. And the fastest and easiest way to do that is to sit on a pedestal or however, and get my mic and sing the song and overlay the audio and boom.
Yeah.
Straight to your phone. From my microphone to your phone.
Yeah, I like
Easy.
that, dude.
Done. And I think that's like the easiest way to promote your music nowadays. I mean, not to say like I'm like this successful in that, but I've seen success in those videos.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed it, you know what I mean? Like that's why I brought it up, you know what I mean? So it's like obviously working. And I that's the thing I noticed of it. I'm like, it's just so simple and beautiful and straight to the point. Like, this is my song. Like, that's like,
that's literally what it is. Yeah, it's like, hey, this is a cool background behind me. This is my song, by the way.
yeah, exactly.
Like here, I shot this on a little 4K camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, it looks real good though.
Yeah,
that's cool. Of course. And then so I mentioned Soul and Chef. So how did you kind of link up with the Underdogs?
Yeah, so with the Underdogs, it's kind of a little bit of a long story. So before even like Soul reaching out to me, I already knew about the Underdogs because I was doing this cypher thing with the Central Coast Slaps, where they essentially get like, dope artists from the Central Coast and they have them come perform over a beat. Think of it like the Double XL. And like all that everyone was talking about at that moment was like, the Underdogs. They're the Underdogs this, Underdog that, like their visuals.
And this is where were you at? I mean, like,
it was at Seaside.
Okay.
At I believe it was like Ocean. Shit, I feel bad for not remembering, but it was a shop. It was like Ocean 831 or something like that. But that's where we performed the ciphers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
With the multiple artists, and they had like a back room area. And I was in the back room area. I remember I was with Art by Jay, which is like a really well-known artist in the like 831 Central Coast area. I was with Joshy Boy, another guy that shoots videos. And I was with my homie, and we were just watching the Underdogs videos. Literally, I was watching Iron.
There's so many to go through too.
Yeah,
like, they've been putting out so many videos.
Yeah, so I was watching that videos of Chef and Soul, and I was like, damn, these guys are dope. And everyone in the room in the studio was like, just like a studio like this. Imagine with the computer.
Yeah.
And we were just like, these videos are dope. And I was like, yeah, these videos are dope. Like they should have like thousands, millions of videos.
Yeah.
Everyone was just saying that they're like, this should have, like millions.
Yeah.
And I think that's fitting to the label, which is the Underdogs.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. It's so good.
So, fast forward, a couple of months later, I'm doing these videos where I'm performing in these outdoor places, and Central Coast Slaps is showing love, posting the videos, and they posted the Daylight, which if you look it up, it's just like me in the field out there, and I think this is really the video that I'd say.
This is the first one that I saw, honestly. I think it was like honestly probably pretty soon after you released it.
It was literally the first one of the series. I think there's like it's literally like a 3-part series to it. I'm looking to like maybe doing more.
Look at that, run ads on your video, man.
Well, yeah, this was actually Event Santa Cruz. They actually like hit me up to post my video.
Oh, really?
This isn't even on my account.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, at least that one's empty.
Yeah, so it was my homie Chava shot that. He doesn't even like shoot videos.
Really?
I was just like, bro, here's my gimbal. Just try to keep me in the center. And then in post-production, I edited it.
You had some warp stabilizer or no?
I did warp stabilizer. it was crazy though, because I was getting kicked out of that field. I never even like some guy tried kicking me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's this
This
at?
is in Gilroy.
In Gilroy, okay.
Yeah.
And those hills right over there?
I would say this is like literally right between Watsonville and Gilroy. So it's damn near 831. So.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing that. I'm like, that's really good composition. That's funny though about the warp stabilizer.
Yeah,
and everything.
it was like warp stabilizer, and I was using, I was adding keyframes to make sure I was centered the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I think I added a little bit of a Gaussian blur.
Like
overlay,
around, yeah.
Just to give it that glow.
Like that glow,
effect.
Like what ever used a Pro Mist filter? Do you know what I'm talking about? Soul has one. It's like what makes like the lights kind of like really like blur behind you. It's like a little filter.
That would have been a good. But like if you notice, if you watch the whole video, there's like certain shakes that I wasn't able to.
Honestly, no. I watched this full video, man, and I thought I was like, it's really good. I was like, it is a little shaky, but like I didn't like no, it was nothing like bad or anything. But I remember watching it. But then the fact that you say that, it's just so funny because I was like, oh, that's funny. Like I love that you're and warp stabilizer for people who are listening is like it helps your a clip that you have be like smoother than it was without it. And then you have to like cut it up and then like warp stabilize this part.
I warp stabilized the whole thing.
Fucking like your computer's rendering forever.
My computer was like a freaking airplane. Like if you notice, I'm not even in the center of the frame, but the reason why this video is dope is because it's like dope because there's like certain scenes where like you see the birds flying and there's actually a squirrel.
Oh really? Like just running up?
Yeah, and it's just like it's almost like damn near I was meant to be there at that moment. You know what I mean?
And so Central Coast reposted it and what is Santa Cruz? This is Santa Cruz Events.
Santa Cruz Events.
Oh, they actually reposted one of my photos. Actually, now that I think about it on Instagram.
That's
Shout out to Santa Cruz Events.
Shout out to Santa Cruz in general.
Yeah, dude.
Whole 831.
It's so funny because like being raised in the Central Valley, if it's one thing the Central Valley people know, it's like Santa Cruz and Watsonville. Like it's so funny. Like I feel like I know that like if there's like a town that I know more or the town that I know most of, it has to be like Santa Cruz. Or you ever been to Mammoth Lakes? It's like in California. It's like on the other side of Yosemite.
Yeah.
I just stumbled upon it one time and it's like one of my favorite places.
It's funny because every time, people, sometimes people don't know where Watsonville is. Mm-hmm. So like the way you describe it, if you're like everyone in Watsonville knows it. Yeah. It's like, oh, where are you from? Watsonville. And then you're like, oh, where's that at? And you're like, basically it's between Santa Cruz and Monterey.
Yeah.
You literally say that's what you say every time.
So in Merced, when I'm like, oh, I'm from Merced. They're like, where's that? You go, it's between Fresno and Stockton. Like the next two bigger cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it went. Shout out to Watsonville. I love my city to death. I swear, like it's just it's an inspiration to me. Mm-hmm. Really, like I'll drive there. Being away from home is just one of those things that kind of inspire those videos.
Yeah.
And just like I said, real life, experiences that I went through with, girls and all that stuff.
Yeah, everything else. And then so Underdogs, everyone was watching the videos.
Right.
We got fucking topic. Everyone was watching the videos. They're like, oh, there should be thousands, millions of views. Yeah. And then
So then Central Coast Valley or Central Coast
Slaps. We started shouting out everybody. And then we're shouting out Santa Cruz Events at one point.
Central Coast, it really is though. Shout out to these platforms is what's connecting everyone, and that's why it's necessary to have these things. And just like we were talking about, like Bay Area has Thizzler to connect these Bay Area artists. Yeah. What does the Central Coast have? And now, like when people look back at it 5 to 10 years, they're gonna be like, Central Valley Podcast, Central Coast slaps.
Well, I was gonna say, I really, and that's the thing too. Since I had my podcast, I noticed Central Coast slaps. You know what I mean? Because it was like we were still doing similar things. Like he's more obviously focused on hip hop. I'm like everything in general. But yeah, that's what I noticed, and it's cool seeing like people trying. It's like, hey, like. And I'm sure, like, at the end of the day, it's like me and him are like, hey, we're just like dudes. Like, trying to do something that's gonna like connect people and just like have a platform for people who don't have this platform, and like there shouldn't not be a platform.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, it's dope to have, but kind of.
I like it, Duffy, pulling up Central Coast Labs. I just looked up.
Yeah, shout out to Central Coast Labs. Shout out to, I think that's actually one of the ciphers that they might have had.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did. And
okay,
that's
gotcha.
where, yeah. It was one of those events. That's where everyone was talking about the underdogs.
Okay, gotcha.
And
back to that.
So they posted the daylight video.
Yeah.
And then our soul hit me up. He got me on a phone call. I don't know, maybe like Thomas might have gave him his my number. And then he called me and he was just like, he's like, bro, like your shit's dope, like basically like I might be a little bit off on what he said, but almost damn near implying like, yo, you want to be like part of underdogs. And at the time I was just like, this is dope, but I kind of don't really know anything about y'all. You know what I mean? Like, to be established in a group like that. And then shortly after, he was setting up this thing called Soul Day, which is like where, artists from the Central Coast or Central Valley area were just linking up. And that's the day I met Soul, I met Weeze, I met like producers like Shortage, I met Joel, which is Need Your Soul, and we just literally were in his like room and we're just making music and making beats, and kind of after that day, it was just such a genuine connection that I was just like, it wouldn't make sense for me not to be a part of this movement.
I mean, that's how like we linked up with them too. Is like we just Jimmy offered to do a music, or it was like, hey, like I'm gonna shoot a music video for you to Soul, and like we met that day, and we're all pretty cool. Yeah. And then we hung out like one other time, and then I had him on the podcast, and then I met Chef. You know what I mean? And then, but it's just a genuine connection that you have. Like they're just like down to earth guys, like making music that because
I feel like
because they they believe in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's just like I think it's also just like the fact that they had like similar drive as me, you know, and I feel like I resonated it with it a lot. And, like I say, even though there's like a lot of like, talented people in, Watsonville or the 831 area, I mean, there wasn't necessarily any musicians that that's a lie. It was more like, I just wanted to link up with like people that were like, kind of like really about it, like everyday type deal. You know what I mean? And
you can pull up whenever, like they're down.
They were just like, because they're just like multi-talented, like they're out here.
They're doing
editing.
videos
to rapping, engineering, the beats. Like they had that on lock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, it's very few people that can tap into like all those things, and that's basically like that's what I'm about. Like I was trying to do the videos, the photography, the beats, the rhymes, the engineering. Like I'm all about just being like a little bit like multifaceted when it comes to production.
That's like me and like photography, videography. They're like, well, what do you do photography and videography in? And I'm like, literally anything. Like, you name it. I'm like, I've done real estate. I've done like portraits. I've done like weddings. And then I do video on weddings. I do music videos, commercial work. Like literally doesn't matter what it is. It's like events. Like, but it's so cool because it's like once you kind of sharpen your crafts on everything, then it's like it opens up so many more doors. Because then you're like, when opportunity comes up, you can't be like, oh, I actually don't do that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I can do that. You know what I mean? And with music, it's the same thing. Like, so when did you start producing?
Yeah, so I think that kind of backtracks to everything perfectly, because it's like the producing is that first thing that, that started like all these like these skills that I feel like took about like 5 years to establish. So producing, it just started. It's like a story I tell a lot. I was in high school, and pretty much they gave these students Google Chromebooks, which are like computers that every student gets. And
how old are you? Sorry, I just don't know.
I'm 24.
24. Young buck.
24. Yeah, so we were in school. I think it might have been my senior year. And we got these Chromebooks, and my homie one day was like, yo, download this beat making app.
Oh,
you know?
really?
And I was just like, all right, bet. Because I was already making beats before we got the computers. So I was making beats on my sister's laptop.
GarageBand?
GarageBand.
That's yeah. I used to way back in the day. I used to try to make some.
I feel like everyone starts on GarageBand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started on GarageBand. I was just making beats on my computer's laptop. My dad got me a FL Studio. I believe it was like my sophomore year. I had also like a keyboard, you know, just making, and it's like the same keyboard I have to this day. It's just keyboard and the GarageBand on my sister's laptop. And I actually gave up the first time because I was like, this interface and like the DAW was just a little too complicated.
Yeah.
And then that's when I got to senior year and my homies like, download this app. And I downloaded it and I was just making beats in class. Senior year on this, in the back of like biology class, I remember I was making beats in class and I was like, I made my first beat and I was like, damn, this is fire. And it really inspired me to just backtrack and go on the FL Studio and the GarageBand on my sister's laptop. And then pretty much fast forward, I saving up a couple of my checks and I want to go buy my first MacBook Pro, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I saved up a bunch of money just to
Trust me, I just bought one, bro.
I saw that.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I can't get past AirDrop.
Yeah.
I'm like, Windows, why don't you just invent something that's like compatible with AirDrop?
I mean, have you ever heard of any? I mean, it's called Send Anywhere. It's like the equivalent of AirDrop. Not as convenient.
Not as quick though.
It is. It's
just
pretty
as
fast.
quick?
Send Anywhere, and then I mean, you can't go wrong with WeTransfer.
Yes, but nothing is more convenient than AirDrop. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Send
like
Anywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being picky.
Look it up.
But I just bought a $2,000 laptop. Send Anywhere? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So literally,
It's just like WeTransfer though.
No, it's faster. It's better, to be honest. Well, I don't know.
No,
They're
it
not
sucks.
sponsoring me,
Google
so-
Drive sucks.
Yeah, Google Drive sucks.
Whoa. It uploads hella quick, but then it's like, oh, you can't watch it or listen to it in like till 2 hours later. You
Yeah, so
don't have to worry about them trying to sponsor this podcast.
so check it out. So I was just making beats and I would just I spent like years making beats and I was just doing these like little mixtape beats on SoundCloud. They're not on there anymore. And I was just trying to find new ways to like just like reinvent, I guess, dropping beats.
Yeah.
And kind of just to fast forward a little bit in the story, if you go on my YouTube channel, I started a show actually, and that's kind of like what started everything in terms of like music and collaborating. It's called The Show From Scratch. If you go to the first episode, there's 10 episodes.
Right there, episode. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So what it was, this was almost just like me trying to find new ways for people to like listen to my beats.
Yeah.
And
Is this you?
yeah.
That's you right there?
Yeah, this is like younger me.
Dude, it doesn't even look like you, honestly.
real?
Wow, with glasses.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the glasses, and then I think
It was
I don't know.
before the rap. Or before. Yeah, so what I would do is I would just get random samples and I would literally just make it on from scratch. That's what the show is called, From Scratch. So if you see, I have that MacBook that I saved my first 5 checks in. I have the keyboard my dad got me in my sophomore year. And, you know, my homie shot this episode and I made a beat from scratch. And that's how I started doing these things, this series called From Scratch. And I would just drop like mixtapes worth of beats, like 22 beats damn near. I was dropping like 2 beats a week.
Damn.
At one point. But I've learned like the power of like scarcity a little bit, you know?
I think,
not dropping so often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like doing things like this is what kind of like, I'm glad I did stuff like this because it taught me so much about the process of, you know, putting out music.
Yeah. Well,
It's such a tactic.
Yeah, and well, I feel like you are like now like becoming like, it's not only like your verse on something, you know what I mean? Like you created this beat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the time, you know what I mean?
Most of the time, the majority.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. And so and I think that's a little more of a personal connection with your music. It's like, that's why, and that could, you know, be why the scarcity is a little more in the sense of like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, like I could work on a beat all night, you know what I mean? Or multiple days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that type of stuff is that like, you know, you just make beats, you know what I mean? I'm sure you have like, you know, a lot of beats that are just made, but like going back to them and then finding what their purpose is like later.
Yeah, definitely. There's beats that I made like years ago where it was just like, It's I really like my YouTube honestly because it kind of just shows like the progression of everything.
Dude,
Like,
I've said that so many times on this podcast. Duffy, pull up the first episode of the podcast. I want you to see what it looks like.
pull it up.
Or even go to Errol's episode if you want to see a bad one. Literally a water bottle is in focus for like the whole time. It's because I had autofocus on you. Like trying to find it when it's just like it's so funny because it's like he put like a 32-ounce water bottle in frame.
Oh, it's right
there.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like this isn't in my room. Like it's going in and out of focus right now.
That's nice. I mean,
Yeah, and but then go do it like a little bit later.
the water bottle looks nice.
Exactly. So that was like the start, but like you, the progression. So you and no, go to like episode where I got the aesthetics right. You know what
That
I
was
mean?
before the mullet.
Oh, way before the mullet's pretty new. I had blonde hair right there, and I dyed my hair blonde during the pandemic.
In the old studio or the new
no,
studio?
no, in the old studio, but when it started looking aesthetically pleasing.
Probably like, I don't know, what, 20?
Yeah,
Shout out to Lindsay Martinez.
that's my wife, dude.
Oh really?
Yeah.
shout out
Lindsay
to her.
Daly now, but yeah, number 2. Yeah,
Thanks
and
for the invite to the wedding, by the way.
we didn't know each other. But like, so this is when it starts to get looking a little better. Also, this is so ridiculous if we want to pull up me and Jimmy dressed
Wait,
as
did
cowboys.
Jimmy actually have that long hair?
Yeah, dude, Jimmy had long hair for a long ass time.
What?
I mean, yeah, for like years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to Jimmy.
And have you seen our Western?
I mean, I see the Western now.
Yeah. Honestly, just play the Western and play the audio. But it's I wish you. Oh, too bad your computer wasn't plugged into here for our headphones.
Oh, we'll put the sound in it later.
Yeah, play this. This is mine and Jimmy's. Turn up all the way,
You guys shot a Western?
dude. We can take this. We can take the headphones off.
I see.
Do we have the? Yeah,
This
there's
fire. Where is that church at?
That's at Hornitos, California.
How far is that from here?
It's like 30.
That's pretty fire. It's crazy because Jimmy actually looks like he's like Western down here.
You see my character right now.
Well. If ain't little Billy Roscoe himself.
Oh,
Looks like you chose a good place to die, boy.
that's crazy.
That's funny. I was thinking the same thing for you, Jimmy Blanco.
Answer me this. Them legends, them stories, they really true?
I suppose there's a little truth to every story now, isn't there?
Well then, fairy tale boy, riddle me this. How you see this one ending?
Well, I see it in one of two ways. You dead, tied up on the back of my horse right there. Or you dead in that grave.
Yo, this is crazy.
Either way,
This is legit.
Let's dance then, boy.
Is that a real cemetery?
Yeah, it's a real dude. All the graves there are from like the 1800s.
Surprised you guys didn't get haunted or something.
It's so good. Wait for it.
Who shot these?
All of us and our buddy helped us too. Daniel Alvarez.
Did you just take a goddamn picture of me?
I reckon I did. Why don't you go ahead and do another little pose for me? Now go ahead and aim that gun up in the sky real high and give it a little kiss for me.
Wait a minute.
Now, we're almost done. Just take the picture.
It's amazing how good of I was a better actor there than
Is that all, Billy?
I'm such a bad actor in reality.
You know? I reckon that's it. Damn, I'm a good shot.
Yo, Jimmy looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Now that's what I call a picture perfect death.
Not the best compliment, but oh, and then like the outro right here.
That's fire.
Dude, yeah. But yeah. So I just messaged him like we want to do some. We're gonna do either another Western or
Damn, 60,000 views.
That's wild. Honestly, I don't. It's because it was like for a film. I mean, I don't know, but it was for a film competition, and like out of nowhere, it started getting hell of views. Like we didn't even like place in this fucking. I'm like, come on,
You guys should have won.
dude. They were like, there's over like fucking thousands of prizes. Like we got a hat and something else, like a hat and a bag. I was like,
That's crazy.
Hey, my road real. Give us a little more respect than that.
Yeah, that's really good. Honestly.
Yeah. Also,
it's like a movie.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate it. So back to how you linked up with the underdogs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I basically, like I said, we came through in Soul Day. I met Soul. We made $100,000.
You made it that day?
I came through. I recorded that song a while ago, and I was just like, I played on the beat, and I was like, "Yo, I want you guys to get on it." And they got on it, and it was fire. And then me and Chef made an unreleased song. I don't think the song even has a title at this point, but he played it to me before I was leaving, and I was just like, I sang the hook like on the spot. And it's a fire song.
It is.
And then on top of that, it was crazy. I made so much stuff that day. I made like 3 beats with Shortage, like back to back. So I made $100,000.
Shout out Slow Burn Crew as well.
Shout out Slow Burn Crew. Shortage. He a real one. He like one of the best producers right now. But yeah, so think about it. I made the $100,000, and then I made 3 beats with Shortage, and then I made a song with Chef. So I was just on one that day.
Yeah.
We need to have one of those again. But yeah, like I said, that day it was just like, it was obvious that I needed to work with these guys. And from there, we did the $100,000 video. I mean, the song came out. Me and Chef made the song, and pretty much we shot the fall semester video shortly after. I mean, like, it hasn't been that long that
you linked up with them.
I've met with these guys. So
it's crazy. It's like been almost I think it's a little over a year now since we linked up with them. But it's crazy because it feels like they're new friends.
Yeah.
But still, you know what I mean?
That's what I liked about it. It was just genuine, and I just like how they work. Like something like this. It was shot in Capitola, and we shot it on the fly. We're just like, let's go shoot this music video. And it came out fire.
Yeah. I mean, you have a good eye in the sense of like composition and stuff of like, you know what I mean, with your other videos.
Thank you.
So I mean, I feel like it's so cool when you go shoot something with so many people. It's like you kind of like, I didn't think about it that way. Someone's idea leads to someone else's idea, which leads to the final product. You know what I mean?
I was just kind of like, I was just like, let's go to Capitola Village, because I already done a photo shoot there at
I always park at that drive-in. Yeah.
Snow White.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can walk to the beach right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like I have random day where I went to Santa Cruz by myself on my like 28th birthday, and I just like took pictures. That's all I did. But, yeah. I took hella pictures right there.
It's nice, and I was like, let's go here. I just did a photo shoot, and that's just another spot in Capitola where it was literally like a neighborhood. And this video is funny because actually this lady, this like Karen, was just like, was just like, yo. You guys
you can't do this here, boys.
It's funny. I wish I had.
Have you seen?
Oh wait, there's a behind the scenes actually. Go to
the Underdogs.
Yeah. There's actually a scene where you can see it. It's just like $100,000.
Speaking of the Underdogs, I told Chef to come in 25 minutes. Guess how long it's been? It's like we're for like 45 minutes in, but it's just so funny.
Look up like Underdogs. Yeah, just go to their. It's on their videos.
$100,000 vlog?
Yeah, $100,000 vlog. Yeah, it's funny. I took him to go get burritos at Taqueria Vallarta. But if you go to the end, I think, you could see like the part, like right here. We literally jumped the fence to shoot that. Like.
Oh, and then did the lady see you or no?
Yeah, right here. I was like, oh, it would look dope if we shot right there. If you fast forward a little more. Oh, right there.
Okay.
Who said that? I was like a neighbor. And then I come out of the. If you fast forward a little more, I come out of the place.
Our level on one Karen, they come up here. So I'm just getting a couple pictures.
Look at how
fucking running, bro.
And then we ran it basically. We had a good. This part's funny. Yeah, you know, like experiences like that, it's fun, and
No, it is.
it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of
Yeah, so it's so fresh that you linked up with them. Honestly, yeah, because I mean I've fucked with Chef and Soul for a long time, but I was like I know I'm gonna meet Danny V. I just don't know when. Dude,
we finally
also
made
I
it.
appreciate you driving 2 hours to be here, man. Maybe 2.5 for all we know, or how
you
you.
made me drive all the way.
I mean, and that's what I was like. It's people like to have mobile podcasts, but I'm always like, man, that's like.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
the
not
same.
that hard, but it's like more of like, it's more me being in my zone, in my element, versus like me being somewhere where like I have so many other things going on. Where I'm
Yeah,
like,
nah.
Is that going?
I appreciate you inviting me. I feel like like I said, I never been to Merced, so it's a good first time for everything. The drive is always pretty chill. Just bumping music or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think it's dope to be out here and meet new people.
yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate it. And then, I mean, you already performed a song in the beginning. What song did you perform?
All right, so yeah, I performed Habibi and I performed Daylight off of my The Lost and Found.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all platforms right now.
So The Lost and Found is on all platforms right now. And then I'm going to be having a show June 24th at Fuse Nightclub in downtown San Jose.
And I hope this podcast is out before then.
Hopefully.
Maybe, yeah, or I'll get you at least that sound bite for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this whole music journey has just been a blessing. Aside from me being able to.
It's cool because it's allowed me and you to meet somehow. You know what I mean? In some way,
exactly.
and it's cool and interesting. And through this podcast, I find the same thing. It's like I just like meet and I make connections with like all these people that I would have no idea of knowing, and all these conversations. And each time I have a conversation, like even this, like I mean, like of course, like this one, but like I always feel like like recharged, rejuvenated. I feel like okay, like hey, I'm doing something that's beneficial to not only helping other people with the platform, but helping them show other people like who they are, what they're about, and everything else.
It's all about the connections, when it comes to music, I feel like, because, kind of just going day to day with your bases and stuck in your same routine, you're going to be surrounded by the same people. And the thing that I like about music is that it's exposed me to someone from Tracy or someone from Merced or someone from Los Baños.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to like, I feel like if I followed a path that I thought might have been right for me, it just would have, kept me around the same people and the same experiences. So, aside from music being allowing me to being an outlet for me to express myself, it's brought me to different places and different experiences that I feel like I'm forever thankful for.
Dude, that's awesome. And dude, thank you for coming on this podcast. I appreciate it so much.
for having me.
I think we had such a great conversation.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I could go a whole other hour, bro.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was like, we sound so good. I just love how Chef never gave me. Chef, I was like, come in 25 minutes. It's been 15 minutes.
Well, you can have a whole separate podcast.
No, exactly. And have a big one. Well, hey, dude, I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it.
Of
bro.
course. Thanks again. And on your Instagram, where can people find you?
Everyone can find me on That's Danny V.
That's Danny V on Instagram.
That's Danny V on Instagram, Twitter.
All right, come on in. Hold on. Before we end the show, this guy is cracking up laughing. Just
All right, here we go.
grab that chair. You don't even give him the mic stand. Just give him the chair. This guy
out to
coming in.
Chef.
I mean, hey, honestly, whatever. It was a great podcast.
Wait, can we play those shows clips reels really quick, bro? No, on the bottom. Oh, you probably have to be logged in.
log in, Duffy?
Damn.
Hey, grab the mic. Chef is in the building, you guys.
Is a mild introduction appropriate at this point? I know I'm late, man.
Yo, drop the bombs though.
Yeah, we talked about
The air horns.
I got that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, Duffy literally has that.
Air
5,
bombs.
4, 3 in your speaker. No, in your phone. In your microphone. Chef is in the motherfucking building.
Iron Chef Weez,
Yeah.
the one and only,
Yeah, man.
one of the greatest to do it.
I was just outside. I was outside of this office, and it sounds like you guys were having a crazy good podcast because I was
I
hearing
can low key hear you guys out there.
No, I do.
I was hearing everybody laughing in here and like just chopping it up. So I was like, I have a friend outside, and we're just sipping a beer, man, just chopping it up. But
Is it Jimmy? Is Jimmy the friend outside?
it's me, Jimmy, and my friend Max.
Oh,
We just pulled up.
okay,
It's my
okay.
medic friend. He's outside.
Oh,
I'll introduce you to him after.
No, cool.
But yeah, no.
I thought I heard a voice I didn't know, but I was like, no, I must be fucking crazy. if
Yeah,
that's the
man.
Case. Yeah.
Nah.
Hey,
But-
man, appreciate you coming on here.
Of course, man. Listen, I'm just here to say, Danny V's the truth. This show, it's all about my boy today, man, and he's killing it like crazy, bro.
Dude, he is. He's killing it.
proud to
The
have
Lost
him.
and Found is out now.
The Lost and Found. It's
And
gonna
just
be a
all your
classic.
stuff, dude. All your stuff. I love Lavish, the music video on Lavish.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to that director, too. That director was
Shout out to Chris Vargas.
There we go, Chris
That's my
Vargas.
boy.
There we go.
Yeah. Check out the clip, though. These are some clips from my performances. Just an incentive for anyone watching.
Oh, there we go.
24th. I mean, it could be.
How many shows have you done? But no.
10.
10?
Yeah. Literally, all of them are documented on the story.
That's sick.
I did that actually. It's like it was an intention. I did that intentionally. I was like, I'm gonna have every show on my story to show the progression.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about on like the YouTube, dude. That's what I literally tell people all the time. I'm like, I love that my first YouTube videos look so shitty. You know what I mean? Like, or my first podcast. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's like you got to see the progress. You got to. Because so many people are afraid to just start.
It's the perfect place to.
They're afraid to just start and like have like. And not be the best. It's like, hey, it's not going to be the best.
Nah,
but with every failure, you have
man.
more and
You
more.
know what? I think also people are afraid to fail when they feel like they're at the top. I feel like sometimes it might sound weird, but I sometimes look forward to like when in my head mentally I think a song flopped. Cause I'm like, I might drop something and I might think it's the hottest shit. And then like it don't do the numbers that I thought it would do. And I'm like, damn, this is good because it like checked me. Like, you're not as good as you thought you were.
No,
So it gives
exactly.
me an incentive like, damn, you're not that good. Go harder.
It like lights a fire under you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We gotta get.
Or even a show. Like,
Yeah.
But sometimes there's factors that play into it that maybe it flops for whatever reason, but I don't know.
No, I agree, and I think failures are important, like you're saying. Most people, and I think like whether you're on top, you don't want to fail, but especially like people to start out. People are scared of failing. It's like you're going to,
Yeah.
and that is okay. Like that's part of the process of
Facts.
growing and getting better. You're not going to get better unless you fail.
Facts.
Facts, man.
Yo,
Hey, man.
let's talk to them about the song that we just made, bro.
Oh man.
Untitled.
So,
Untitled.
Or unless you want to title it right now.
Untitled
Hey, I'll
project.
tell you what, we can drop the official title right now here on the Central
There we
Valley
go.
Podcast, man.
There we go.
Nah.
Central Valley exclusive.
Yeah, so we got a really, really good song. I'm calling it the song of the summer, Micah. I'm just saying right now.
Hey, that is the song of the summer.
I'm calling this the song of the summer. This one's really something for the ladies, man. We're calling this one your favorite song because, listen, man, in my opinion, I think it might be your favorite song, and that's really, it sounds like a good marketing ploy too. Play my favorite song. You got it. What song is this? My favorite song, man.
Favorite song.
Yeah, no, me and him got a really good track. I found this beat that this producer made. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but I'm gonna shout him out for sure. I bought this beat off of him, and I heard it, and I was like, I need Danny V on the hook because I've heard Danny V's stuff, and homeboys. I call him a pop star because homie just.
He does.
I swear. I just.
I'm a pop star.
Yeah.
There's a difference between just having just a good, just a good cadence, a good flow, and some good good content. But homie, just he makes what I call commercial hits, man, because it's something everybody's gonna be able to just vibe out to. So I was like,
I'll accept the title.
I was like, yeah, bro, he does accept it. I was like, bro, I need this guy on this hook, and I need a verse from him. And I was like, let me try to jump into his world. And we made this fire-ass song that everyone's going to love, man. We're working on already just organizing the video first and just the rollout. And it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
I was telling them about the first day we linked up for Soul Day, and you played me the beat, and I looked at the title. I think it was like favorite. I might have said something like, oh, it said want. It said want. And then I literally sang the melody. It was like, tell me, baby, is this what you want?
Yeah.
And then I was like, and like literally
within like 5 minutes, the hook was made.
Damn.
Right there. I showed him the beat on my phone, phone to ear probably,
I was about to
so
leave.
cool.
I was about to leave back home, and the whole drive back home, I had the beat playing, and I was just like, I'm gonna write something to this.
That's dope.
Man, we got this fire track. We did it at our last performance in San Jose.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, the crowd said
We performed it 3
encore,
times.
Run it back 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the same song,
Really?
bro. And they were like,
3 times.
And then people still ask, like, bro, what song was that?
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
It was crazy. I think there's a video on YouTube as well.
It might be, man.
If you go on, Instagram.
I love his soul just smiling right there.
go on Instagram.
Well, that's a part of
and
it right
look up do not replicate.
Oh, okay.
It's like do not replicate records. It's like a publishing account that they just post like all my content.
Shout out to Megan Trinidad. MG photo.
Yeah. If you go down and
That's the one
go
right
a
there.
little-
It's the bottom right.
Oh yeah, that's the bottom right. There's also another one. If you go a little more down, right there on the left corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally like I'm jumping on this like thing, and everyone has their lights up.
What was it the third song or what's the, oh no
It was the last song on his
no
set.
but how many performances, you know what I mean, and was it the first one, second one, third one?
This was on the last song. I was the last. So this was the fifth. No, I'm sorry. It was the fourth performance. I was closing that night.
We ran that song back 2 times.
Yeah, twice, and then the DJ ran it back one more time because they were just vibing with it.
And people were dancing.
That's
to it.
sick.
It was like crazy.
It was so.
It was dope though.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's the beginning of something special.
No, I agree, man. I agree. And it's so cool, like, just the different people you meet from doing what you actually want in life, you know what I mean? And I think so many people are afraid to take that.
Danny was like, he called me. He was like, "Hey, dude, I'm doing this podcast." I was like, "No way, bro. Where?" In Merced. I was like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah, it's called the Central Valley Podcast." I was like, "Oh, Mike and Jimmy and Duffy."
Shout out to the
It's like, come
CVP.
on, man. It's like, you know, he was like, "You know them?" I was like, "No, I spent nights with these guys."
Oh, you did.
we went on a road trip.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Watch a lot of,
We went on
I
a
think
road
you should
trip.
leave, man.
I was at this man's wedding, man.
Yeah, he
No, it
was.
was. Yeah, bro. No. These are great guys, man. And this is crazy.
It's
crazy
cool
good.
to have like our creative group of like us 3, like me, like a new one, you know, and then Danny V, come in, from like, he didn't know any of us, you know what I mean? And we're all like, and it like, since he got here today, like we literally hung out for like 2.5 hours before the podcast started,
That's
you know what I
good,
mean?
man.
We're just like vibing, having a good time.
That's what's up.
It was chill.
Yeah. We're just having like, it was just like, oh yeah, hey, we're just hanging out. Like, and that's why I try to tell people like, hey, dude, we're just hanging out with my podcast. Like, we're not like.
I remember, man. I remember how nervous I was when I first met you, and you just randomly called me onto a podcast. I had never met you before.
Oh, was that our first time meeting?
Yes,
that was the first
really?
time meeting.
That was your
Boom.
first time meeting
Yeah,
him?
it was a podcast.
Yeah, like we knew of each other through Soul, basically.
Shout out our soul.
Shout out our
Shout
soul.
out our soul, man.
Linking us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$100,000.
respectfully.
Respectfully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But shit. What do you feel like the underdogs have in the future, Chef?
Oh man,
Yeah, chef.
what do I think, man? I think we just got a lot of, first and foremost, a lot of progression, a lot of growth, and then freaking God willing, man, just a lot of moves to make and a lot of great opportunities and a lot of doors to open, man. We got a good team. Everyone's talented. Most importantly, everybody contributes,
What do you think the underdogs? How do you think the underdogs separates themselves from everyone else or every other rap group?
Oh, that's easy, man. You think it's a hard question, but it's really easy. We're very accepting. Literally anybody that reaches out that wants to work, we say let's work, and that's kind of our way of kind of taking
It's
it.
almost like a prove it.
It's almost like a prove it. It's almost like an interview.
Yeah.
It's like pull up, man. If you really want to work, let's work because there's a million rappers out there.
That's all. That's another reason.
a lot of talk.
There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of groups that are just very cliquey and they don't want to let other people work.
Facts.
They don't want to let, it's just me. That's my personal opinion. There's a lot of great groups and artists and talents and collectives that just want to keep it within their circle, which is understanding. But we give everyone the benefit of the doubt, man, because that's what the underdogs are about.
Yeah.
They're the underdogs. It's the name itself.
Yeah.
I was gonna say also kind of going back to the whole the pop star type thing. That's also like a reason why I wanted to link up with them and be a part of their like movement and their group because although I like to write it's fun and easy to write like a catchy hook. I feel like it's at the end of the day it's like about rap and who can write and really rap and really try to paint and put together a story
this guy's really good at putting together stories and
Thanks,
painting
man.
pictures, dude.
Thank you, man.
And your wordplay and everything. I love it. I love it.
Appreciate it, bro.
And it's funny because my wife's always like who you listening to, and I'm like, I just listen to my friends. So I listen to like
too,
GB,
man.
That's dope.
Danny V, Chef, Soul, Duffy, Jimmy. You know what
Shout
I
out
mean?
to
Like,
Duffy.
yeah,
Dude, that's
I heard
so
Duffy's
true, bro.
songs. They're fire.
I had
Oh,
I
dude.
got more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duff.
Yeah.
Got a lot more. I'll show you after.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't,
exactly.
make a song.
I didn't even get to listen to
well,
I have a hook to show you.
I'm ready.
potential
there we go. Just
collab
finish-
on the way.
They got a song coming.
Potential
Danny V
collab.
Duffy coming out.
Let's get it.
Nah,
Duffy,
dude.
yeah.
I'm the same way. I just listened to my friend's music. I just now, maybe the day before yesterday, got a chance to listen to Kendrick's new stuff because I'm like, dude, I just want to. That's all that catches my interest right now. My friends.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree.
Fucking good album.
It is a good album.
It is a good album. But no, I agree though. Dude, I love this group. I'm so happy with this podcast. It was
Let's
Yeah,
go,
it was
man.
awesome.
It's
It was so
natural,
fun.
baby.
It's amazing.
It was natural. It's natural.
Blessed.
Hell yeah, man.
Blessed to be here in Merced.
Me too, man. Thank you for letting me slide. For the
get some
closing.
Hey,
act.
dude, I'm glad you came in. I think you added like a lot of like. I just thought like, I'm just here to,
Let's
give it-
go.
You
See,
know,
man,
but dude, he's been calling you pop star. Like, I probably hung out with him like 4 or
Pop
5
star,
times
rock
since
star.
like you've been like around them, and he's like, he's a pop star. Man.
I actually
He's
said it in a
pop star.
song. One of my songs. I was like,
and it's the biggest compliment, bro.
I was just basically like self-proclaiming myself as a pop star.
No, dude, I love it.
I feel like there's not enough Mexican pop stars out
At
there
all,
that are
bro.
not reggaeton artists.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot are that.
pop
They're
bro.
pop stars, but they're reggaeton
For those
artists.
of y'all that don't know, that's the popular music
that's a good
genre
market too, man.
It's popular music genre.
Like I feel
Pop
like
star.
I'm trying to think. The last pop star that we had was the guy that made the original Player song. What was his name?
For
I Ain't a
Latinos?
Player.
I ain't a player.
I just crushed a lot. Oh, I Ain't a
the
Player.
Big
You just
Pun,
crushed
man.
a lot.
And that's been remade so many times.
That's Big Pun.
If not Big Pun, probably like Baby Bash.
Baby Bash.
Or like the last.
Who else, man? We
or
had
is it-
we had Kobe O'Donis. You know who Kobe O'Donis?
I don't.
What?
man.
He had
I mean,
that.
That means he's not pop.
Yeah, no. You watch. He had that one
This
song
guy
that went
ain't
up.
pop.
But like realistically, like those
I
are
can't
like
even
the
sing.
last pop. Well, they're not pop because they're rappers. But like, if
No,
you
but yeah, I know what you mean.
like
You're
like
saying from the same genre-ish, yeah.
like Mexican pop stars,
Mexicans, Latinos.
Latinos.
We taking over the rap game. Watch out.
Yeah, shout out to
Chef's
all
a
the
tall motherfucker
Latinos.
too.
I am. I look more European.
Yo,
than
Yeah, you do.
I need to
When I
address
first met
this.
you, I was like, this guy's just a tall white dude.
Yo,
Some-
people think
some
I'm
tall-
short. I'm 5'10".
Hey, you're my height. We're the same height. Yeah. It just Chef. You stand next to Chef, and then you stand next to
Yeah.
Soul, and it's like, whoa, I look like I'm like, you're like, we're like
Yeah.
fucking 5 inches shorter
Bro,
than
if we do,
Chef.
when I'm letting you know
then-
right now, when we do the Want video, bro, I'm not standing next to you.
It's good, bro.
I'm letting you know.
Or do like a shot.
I'ma
Like
get
you're
you some-
standing on
I'ma get
something,
you
but just a
some-
shot from your chest up.
Some platform Air Force Ones, bro.
If we do a video and we're in a scene together, bro, we have to be sitting.
Or no, you'll be.
I'll tell you right now.
You can be like 2 feet forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, such like that, bro. You're not about to make me look short in the video.
He's got a point.
Yeah, nah. I really want y'all to meet my homie, man. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get the chance to.
Yeah.
Max. We're just chilling though.
Yeah. Well, hey, dude. Let's go wrap this up, boys.
Just up on that.
I appreciate you. Hey, where can people find you at Iron Chef Weez?
Oh yeah, hey,
Chef
yeah.
Weez.
Find me at Iron Chef Weez on Instagram at the Underdogs. You know,
Shout out to the underdogs.
Central Valley Podcast.
Yep.
Our
I want to
soul.
thank Micah and Duffy, man, for doing their thing, having me on.
Central Coast Labs, Central Valley Podcast. Shout out, we out.
Jimmy, everybody else. All right, people.
Yay.
Peace.
Yeah. Shout out all the Habibis out there. Feel me? Yeah. Hey. 60,000 miles in my Honda, can you see me? You my little shorty and I'll treat you like a BB. Take you everywhere and I'll add you like a CC. Promise that I'll treat you right, just promise never leave me. I don't got no money, but I'll buy it if it need be. Take you out to islands, maybe we can visit Fiji. I don't got no bust downs and I'll buy you all the VV. Shining like some diamonds, I ain't talking about no Riri. Yeah, know that I can get it, but just give me time, yeah. Buy you all the diamonds just to make you mine, yeah. But all I got is pennies and a couple dimes, yeah. So let me sing these songs and a couple rhymes, yeah. She travel overseas, yeah, she in a prime, yeah. She working every day, yeah, 99, yeah. I promise that I'll never cross the line, baby. You know I keep it real, ayy. 60,000 miles in my Honda, can you see me? You my little shorty and I'll treat you like a BB. Take you everywhere and I'll add you like a CC. Promise that I'll treat you right, just promise never leave me. Say you want the finer things, but you ain't talking fabrics. Know you ate the special things, but I'm gonna treat you lavish. All your friends are jealous cause I'm rocking with a bad bitch. Your kitty keep me fed, I ain't talking about no famish. Ay, I can keep it going, ain't no time wasted. Loving all those stars in those high-waisted. Feeling so successful like I really made it. And when I drive with you, man, 60,000 miles in my Honda, can you see me? You my little shorty and I'll treat you like a BB. Take you everywhere and I'll add you like a CC. Promise that I'll treat you right, just promise never leave me. Shout out Central Valley Podcast. Underdog shit, feel me? Yeah.
This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk.